Hey guys, I am back again to speak a little bit about the end product or what we're trying to achieve as hairdressers and as clients. Now, I'm going to touch on both ends because when these things happen, it's because it's a miscommunication or misunderstanding between the two. Now, as a client, you have to be able to do a couple of things for your hairstylist or hairdresser. You need to be able to explain what you want properly to a hairstylist, right? So sometimes a lot of you may not be able to verbally explain what you want. Sometimes it may require a picture, right? Or several pictures. Sometimes a picture of the required look and then a picture of your hair, so that the hairdresser could make the best recommendation for you, what is fitting in terms of, sometimes, let's say for color, which is the major aspect of persons possibly not achieving a look, right? Color depends all on your hair and the expertise of the hairstylist as well. Now, the hairstylist is the best colorist in the world, right? And will not be able to achieve a specific color only because of your hair type. Your hair type does not necessarily mean the texture of your hair. That is just one aspect of it. Texture, race, color level, the health of your hair. If your hair is going to be double processed, if you already have a chemical and then you're gonna put another chemical over it, which is the color. It is a lot to consider, and clients need to be very thorough with telling their hairdresser what they want, and hairdressers particularly need to explain to the clients what can happen, what possibilities, if they're willing to go through the process of treating their hair, because we all know when you chemically process, you have to pay extra attention to it. That is just fact, that is just common sense, right? But hairdressers, it is our duty to do that for your clients and explain thoroughly what can happen. I myself have had persons come to my salon saying that XYZ damaged my hair, and I have to stop them in their tracks one time, right? I mean, it me know that I talk plain. I'm not disrespectful. I just talk plain. I talk facts when it comes to my expertise. So I've had clients come and say, this hairdresser damaged my hair, color my hair, and damage my hair. And I'm like, whoa. The hairdresser damaged your hair or you damage your hair? And sometimes it's some pretty well done colors, well executed. So sometimes I'm telling myself, is it that this colorist or this hairstylist damaged your hair in process, or is it that she gave you instructions on how to treat your hair and you didn't do so? So the truth and in fact there means that you damaged your hair, right? And most of them admit after I explain all of that, and they think and say, well, yeah, they told me cheated, but how I work, X, Y, Z, certain factors in, and which is what I spoke about earlier, the aspect of your lifestyle, what kind of lifestyle you live. If you're busy, you can't take care of your hair as often, you have to express all of these things to your hairstylist so that she can recommend the best thing or the closest thing, the closest hair color that you're trying to achieve for your lifestyle, that will be able to help you and add some style or play right? Along with keeping it healthy at the same time, and also maintaining the reputation of the hairstylist and maintaining the quality of your hair. You know what I mean? So be honest when it comes to these things as well. Color isn't an easy thing. So when you think hairstylists are magicians, we are not. And be very close to it with the cooperation of the clients, right? So another thing I wanted to touch on is professionalism in the cosmetology field. Recently, I have seen a few persons talking about messaging or calling business pages in the beauty industry, and I'm seeing a lot of snaps floating around, snaps of conversations and stuff floating around that business owners or employers or hairstylists are being very rude to persons requiring information. Now, let me give you a story of mine before I move into that. When running a business, we have to understand that there's so many persons that we're going to come across and that we're going to have to deal with, right? And that is just how business is, right? Everyone has their ideal clientele. However, you have to treat everyone the same and have that respect that you would deserve, you yourself would want to get from others, right? So let me just give you a story that happened to me. This actually happened to me, right, a while back. Now I'm so in love with my craft, so I always do my best. I try to think before I do things and apply all business etiquette and life etiquette to everything that I do. So I had a first time client that called and she wanted a service done, and she booked. When she arrived to the salon, she seemed to be in a very she had a very exhausting kind of demeanor. So I don't know if she had a long day or whatnot. So told her good afternoon, I hope she's well, to have a seat and I'll be right with her. I got a smile out of her. While doing her hair, she had a couple phone calls and seemed very upset, right? There was other clients in the salon as well, and they saw that she was a little angry. I offered her some water or tea and she accepted, and this was just me trying to calm her down without prying. So she took the tea. She asked for the tea, and took the tea and she had tea. And after a little while, she had another phone call, and she was kind of screaming on the phone, and that was a little intense for everybody in the salon. So everyone was kind of like, okay. So I said, listen, I realize that you're a little stressed. Sometimes you should try to relax a bit. You come to do your hair, relax a bit. If you feel like you don't need to take the phone calls, don't take the phone calls. I was trying to talk to her, but at that point a couple of things went on in that time frame. This thing called on, yes. A couple of things happened within that time frame. So I started to think to myself, well, what's going on here? Because it was very strange and a first time for me. So when she was done with her service, now I was kind of like, I was very observant of how she was acting, and I thought it was very strange, right? And I try not to judge persons just like that. So I told myself, this client seemed like she would not pay for her service, right? Now I've heard stories from other persons about incidents like this where, you know, people come to the salon and they do their hair and, you know, they don't pay. Now I have never experienced that, but I was feeling like this would have been a first time. So I said, you know what, Felicia, cut your losses, because this client is not going to pay you. For some odd, strange reason, I felt like that. Now, when she was about to pay, she asked me how much, and it was a costly service, so I told her the cost, and she said, okay, and she went into her purse, and she stopped, and then she said, do you do X service? I'm just saying, she asked for a service, right? And I said, yes, I do. And she said, well, I'd like to have that done as well. So in my mind, I am like, Lord, well, she's surely not paid now. Like, I just feel like this is one of those clients. I said, all right, no problem. I was very polite. I was nice, you know. Said, sure, no problem. I performed the service. It was a short service, an add-on. So she did it. She was very pleased again. And she said, how much now? And I said, told her the price. And she said, okay. And she went in her purse again. And then she said, oh, do you do this? And I said, yes, I do. So by now I was like, all right, that's it. She ain't paying. And this is me just being judgmental at the point because of what had previously happened during the day. So I did that service and I was done, and then she said, okay, how much it's in total? And I told her the price. Now, all three procedures added up together was a bit high. So I told her the price, and she said, okay. And she went into her purse and she took out all of the money and she paid me. She said that she expressed how pleased she was, that she's gonna come back, and that I was highly recommended and the person was right and all of that. And she left. When she got home, she sent me another message stating that her husband is also very pleased, and thank you so much for accommodating her and being so nice to her, and, you know, giving her the tea and all of these different things, right? So it just goes to show that I'm just showing that I was in my element, and because I love what I do, I did not hold back on doing her services. I did it like any other. I performed the services at my best, to my best, and it turned out to be one of the highest paying clients that I have right now. So sometimes it's just to, you know, try not to be judgmental, and also a point to be taken that you have to love what you do and always put out your best, because you never know what you get in return, right? So it's just a little tip, as I said, for hairstylists and clients, right? We need to be on the same page, hairstylists and clients. We need to be on the same page, and once we're on the same page, we both will come up with the best outcome for you, right? So I think that was my 15 minutes, and I will be out for today, and I should be back on another live hopefully next week, sometime during the week. We can chat again. If you have any questions or anything that you want me to talk about in my next live, you can DM me or message me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube. You can share and like all of my videos on YouTube. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.